Hey guys, doTerra just announced that next week is going to be BOGO week. So starting on Monday all the way through Friday, we are going to be having BOGOs. And what BOGOs is every day doTerra will release a new buy one, get one. So it might be buy a peppermint, get an On Guard free. Actually, it wouldn't be that. It would be buy an On Guard, get a peppermint free. Or buy a deep blue, get a marjoram for free. So it's a specific BOGO that happens for each day, and you have to order on that day. So today I want to talk to you about maximizing the BOGO, because this is where my team really knows how to shine, is because we really know how to work a BOGO and suck every single thing of PV available. Now, here's what's going to happen if you don't do anything. Your volume will increase, which is awesome, but it's not going to be in the correct places, and a lot of people just are not going to go in every day and order the BOGO because it has to be ordered on that day. So if you're a customer, you'd have to order every single day and remember to go in. Now, if we can serve our customers and we can make it easier on them, you're going to rank advanced. They're going to get the oils they want at a good discount. So I'm going to tell you how to maximize a BOGO. I've tried it other ways, and this is to get the most volume, to make the most money, to rank advanced, to possibly get your power of 3. This is the way to do it. You can do it differently. Like if you're one of those people that don't have relationships with your people because you've built it all online, you might choose to have people place it on their own account, but I'm going to share with you my strategy. And if you want to take it, great. If you want to do your own thing, great. The thing that you need to know is you need to come up with a plan. And all of your team needs to know what your plan is, okay? So here's how I do a BOGO. Basically what I do is I personally reach out to all of my personally enrolled customers, and I offer to place orders for them. Now, this does not mean that I reach out to my whole team. I reach out to my personally enrolled. So not people that are just under me, the people that I have personally enrolled, okay? So I'm not reaching out to any of Shelly's people or any of Marcy's people. I'm only reaching out to the people that are on my BOGO list, who are people that I have enrolled. So basically what you're going to do sometime before BOGOs happen is, hey, it's Becky, it's BOGO week, it's an exciting time. Each day they're going to have a new BOGO. It's a great way to stock up for Christmas presents and to refurbish or resupply your personal stash. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to send you a text every day. If you want the BOGO, let me know how many you want. Now, you could do all, like maybe if they order every day, it's $1 shipping. If they order for the whole week, it's $5 shipping. You can do free shipping, however you want to handle it. Generally, I do free shipping just simply because of my rank, and that I spend about $200 to ship them out. That's not really that big of a deal compared to the volume and the money that I'm going to make because of that. But you have to decide what you do, and just remember to not post that online, okay? These have to be specifically reached out to personally. You got to be really, really careful, especially if you have other advocates in your area where you're not offering free shipping, or let's say you're offering $5 shipping and I'm offering free shipping, then your people are going to want to jump to me because there's a better deal, or people are going to ask you questions, that kind of thing, and you just want to avoid that. So basically what you're going to do is going to reach out and you're going to offer whatever deal you want, and then just say, you know, I'll text you each day. If you don't want to be on this list, let me know. So I would just assume everyone wants to be on the list. Just this is the way it works. If you're not interested, just reply back and say no thank you, or just reply back and say stop, and I won't send you them for the week. Now, ideally, the most ideal situation is going to be your customers collect orders from work or other people and they place it on their account. So let's say you have a customer who's a sharer, or just a customer who loves the oils, reaching out to them and saying, hey, this is BOGO week. You know, this is a great way of getting free oils. This is a great way of introducing oils to your friends. How about you collect orders? And you can empower them on how to do that each day. They can max out their account at 5 per day. So if you have a customer who basically collects orders at their workplace, 5 of them per day, that's about 750 PV that person is going to have. And if they're at, let's just say 30% back, then that's going to be like 225 free points that they're going to be able to spend in December. So for those people that have been with you for a really long time, that is a great opportunity to try and get them to collect orders. But again, you're going to have to reach out to them individually and show them how to do it. So that would be awesome, is if we could empower everyone on our team who's a customer to collect orders from people in their workplace and put it on their own account. Okay, now that's awesome, but that doesn't happen all the time. So the second best thing is you collecting orders and placing it specifically where you need it. Now, if you are going for executive or you're going for elite, that's totally fine for you to place at least 5 of the BOGOs on your account, because you're going to get the free points, right? But if you are going for premier or above, you're not going to want to place any orders on your account, okay? especially if you're silver, if you're going for silver, because none of your personal volume counts towards your overall volume. In Premier, it does. So there is this time that you can put the orders on your account, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find people in those legs that you have the missing volume and ask them if you can place an order on their account. Now, you have to remember a couple things. If it's a new account, doTerra now requires that the person is texted a number in order for them to place their first LRP order. So you're going to have to do that. Secondly, you can do a one-time standard order or a LRP order. Now, if you're needing it on a person who doesn't have an LRP order, if you do set up an LRP order so they get the free points, you want to make sure that you cancel that LRP after they use the points. And we'll talk about that in a second. But basically, you're gonna find a bunch of people in those designated legs that will allow you to place orders on their account. Now, better case scenario is finding someone who's in their 60 days, the first 60 days, because if you place orders on their account, you're gonna get the 20% commission, okay? So this is where you can offer people a free account. You can, however you want to do it, but the way I do it is just basically say, hey, I know that you've wanted to use the oils and you haven't quite, made it to a class, or you haven't purchased a membership, or whatever you might say. And just say, I'm offering you a free membership if I can use your account for the week. So what you would do is what I do is I will sign up Julie, and I'll use Julie's credit card, and then for the membership. So I'll just buy a $35 membership. And then I will, so her credit card is on that account. And then the rest of the week, I'll put my credit card on in order to run BOGOs on there. But with the promo this month, a better deal is actually going to be if you can place that first order on their account with the $35 membership. So you ask Julie, hey, Julie, would you be willing to spend, let's just say $200, and I'll PayPal you tonight that money. So what would happen is then you would sign Julie up, you would place the first 5 BOGOs and a membership on her account. Now, if that happens, she's going to get the $50 next month in order to spend, and you're going to get 50 points in your account because you signed her up. So that, because of the promo, that would be the best way of doing it, is if they'd be willing to let that first order be on their credit card, and then you can PayPal them back. Okay. So I really want you to think about it. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't want to give people a membership. That's like $45. I get that. It's like $35 plus, tax, shipping, and all that stuff. Let's just say it's $45. But you got to think about the fact that if you do all 5 days of BOGOs on that account, you're going to have, that's usually an average of about 700 PV. So at 20% back of 700 PV, you're going to be getting $140 back. So you're going to have made up that dollar amount for the free account. The way I like to do it is I like to do it where I do about 250 PV on that account, and then I get $50 back in commission, and then I open up another account. And I'll do that multiple times in order to have multiple people to place wherever I want. Now you got to remember, mine's a Blue Diamond organization, so I've got 32 holes that I'm always trying to place. So if you're elite, that might not be that important. But if you're trying to rank advance higher than that, that's something to think about, is offering people free membership. Now, the next thing is to how are you going to contact them? Now, everyone chooses differently. I choose to text people. The reality is people open, 98.7% of texts are open within 24 hours. My average open rate is about 26% on my email. So that's not a good way for me to email people, although I do email my whole entire downline every single day with a video and all that about what the oil is good for. If you're going to contact them, a lot of people choose to do Facebook groups. Again, that's not how I choose to do it, but if that works for you, I know the nice part about a Facebook group is you can get a lot of interaction. The crappy part is sometimes they don't see it, or if they don't go on Facebook or anything like that, but most of the time people do have their phones with them. So you're going to want to get your text list. I use an app called Scipio, but it's $165 a month. There's some other free apps that you can use. I would just search, free texting app, where you can maybe download all of your people into a CSV file, which will then put it up, and you can upload that to a texting program. Okay, but if you only have like 20 customers, then you can probably just text them on your phone. So basically you're going to start out by making sure you do an intro. Hey, this is Beckie Farrant. I met you, you're one of my customers. Next week is BOGO week. It's amazing. It's great. Blah, 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 blah. Every day I'm going to be sending you a text. If you aren't interested in this, please just reply back with stop. But every morning by 10 a.m., I'm going to send you the BOGO of the day. If you want to order it, great. let me know. If not, then no big deal. Now, a lot of people will say, well, what's the benefit? Why don't they just place it on their own account? Okay, because they're not going to get any points. Now, you have to remember, if they're only placing one BOGO for the day, they're not going to get points. Remember, you have to spend a 50 PV on an LRP order in order for you to get points on that order. So if it's buy a peppermint, get a lavender free, that order is only about 20 PV. So they're not going to get points on that order, and they're going to have to pay shipping. So you think about every single day, they're going to pay the $3.99 shipping. So they're basically going to be paying $20 in shipping for the week. Now, if they go through me, I don't charge any shipping. I just charge the tax, and so they don't have to pay the shipping. So that's the benefit of, but ideally, like, yeah, if they're going to be placing 4 or 5 of the BOGOs, then it would definitely be definitely better for them to place it on their own account so they can get the points. But remember, in order to get the points, it has to be an LRP order, and it has to be on the specific day of the BOGO, and it also has to be 50 PV or more. Now, people are like, okay, how do I do this? How do I make it so that my LRP isn't screwed up and all that stuff? What you can do is you can set up a second LRP. So let's just say you found a customer that you needed to place orders under. What you would do is you would sign into their account, you would set up a second LRP, just pick any day of the month, and then it's easy to go back in and delete that second LRP. Now remember, if you set up an LRP for them and they don't have one set up, then you're gonna have to go through live chat to close that LRP order. So what I usually do is I try and find people who are on LRP because I want to give them points. I also, first of all, try and find people who are in their first 60 days so I make all of that money back in commissions. So that's why I'm saying, offering people a free account is not a bad deal, because you're going to get that money back in commissions, because you're going to make 20% off of anyone who is in their first 60 days. Okay, so again, if you are going for executive or elite, I would say go ahead and max out your account every single day, your personal account. But if you are going for premier or above, you want to make sure that you're placing orders specifically where you need them. Okay. Now, it's really easy to put your credit card on, but you've got to make sure you write yourself a note to then go ahead and remove your credit card. Now, if you set up a brand new LRP for someone, you're going to want to make sure that you pick a date that's after the 15th. Which, so let's say you pick the 28th, then you need to go in on the 15th of December, make sure that person knows they have $50 to spend because of the promo this month. They spend that, then you go ahead and close out their LRP. Now, I know I talk fast, and I know this is a lot of information. You might need to read this or watch this twice. I apologize, but I'm trying to get as much information as I can and in order to help you maximize your BOGOs, okay? So that is basically my basic strategy of how I do it. I generally look for about 5 to 7 people who I've been sampling, who are interested in the oils, haven't quite been there, and offer them that free membership. Because I like having 7 people that at the end of the month, I have that 14-day window to move them, and I can move them wherever I need to. Okay, next thing to think about is your power of 3. Now, remember, your power of 3, in order to get your $50 power of 3, you need to have 3 people under you with a minimum of 100 PV order. And all together, you need 600 PV. So that's why we encourage people to do 150 PV, because if you do 150 PV and your 3 front lines do 150 PV, you have the total volume of 600, and then you get your $50 power of 3. Now, if you go down another level, so you do 150, 3 people do 150, and then 3 more people under them do the 150, then you're gonna get the 250 power of 3. And then if you go to one more layer, you're gonna get your 1500 power of 3. So again, great month to rank advance, great month to get your power of 3. Again, I always like to call BOGO fake rank because it is, like, I always call myself a BOGO blue diamond. I have never hit blue diamond on a non-BOGO month. We're working towards that as a team, but I'm a BOGO blue and I'm proud of it. And I'm okay with the fact that I'm really a diamond, but I'm a BOGO blue because I know how to work a good BOGO. Okay, so for your power of 3, they need to be people on LRP. So you cannot sign someone up and put them in their place. It needs to be somebody who's already a customer. So hopefully you already have 3 people on your front line. If you don't, again, upgrade. Sometimes it's worth it if you find someone who is past their 90 days and who has done over 100 LRP, you can ask them to upgrade to an advocate. If they upgrade to an advocate, you get 14 days to move them again. So you can move them where you need them. Now, I never tell people to make a permanent decision for a temporary rank, okay? So this is only like if you have a couple spots open, you can upgrade somebody and maybe place the BOGO under them for the day, that kind of thing. But I want to make sure that you look at your power of three, especially, generally I tell people not to even really look at their 1500 power of three until they're gold or above, but your 50 or your 250 power of three might be realistic if you have the structure for it. So if you're not sure, I would highly recommend you Google search DoTerra power of three calculator. There's this great little form you can print out and you can write in the spaces. Reach out to your upline, have them go through power of three with you if you don't really understand power of three. I have a lot of people on my team, especially like my front lines, where they'll get their gold and they'll also get their 1500 power of three. That's about a $3,500 to $4,000 paycheck for my golds. I've got some silvers, same thing, that they'll get their 1500 power of three as well. And that's going to be, you know, at least 2,000 or so as well. So again, looking at your power of three is another way of trying to, you know, ask the person, hey, can I place an order on your account, putting your credit card in, ordering them, and then coming in, shipping to your house and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's talk about that. Now, why I like BOGOs is because it gives me something different to focus on. A lot of times in this business, it's a lot of the same income producing activities over and over again. We talk all through our trainings about the Elevate training, right? It's pipes, it's prepare, invite, present, enroll, support. Those are the 5 things you're doing over and over and over again. So BOGOs gives us a month to do something completely different. So what I do is I order all these, and all the BOGOs come to my house. I mean, I'm flooded with DoTerra boxes, and I'm, you know, separating them all out. And it's kind of like a retail store. What it will make you grateful for is the fact of how DoTerra does ship to them individually each month because it's a royal pain in the butt. And then you can decide how you're going to take payments. So I have oils covering my craft table in my craft room, and I offer free shipping. So I'll ship them the oils when they come out. I'll also, you know, if you live locally, you have to pick it up. And then I say you can cash, PayPal, Venmo, you know, whatever you want to do. So I take whatever form of payment. I even have a little square that I can, you know, swipe it. So you might want to add a little bit for that. You know, the goal is not to go into debt for this, but also if you're going to lose a couple bucks here and there, it's going to make up for it in the fast starts that you're going to receive from all the orders that are going to be placed. Okay. So, trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing. I would highly recommend educating the people about this. Like, when I remember one time cilantro came and I was like, all I use it for is my guacamole and my salsa. So I had to read about it to educate people about it. And now I use cilantro all the time now that I had it and now that I have studied on how to use it. So even if you haven't personally had an experience with the oil, I would say this is another great opportunity for you to get all of these oils. For those of you that have just started and don't have cilantro or don't have marjoram or some of those like obscure kind of oils, let it be an opportunity for you to really learn about what that oil does and order it. Every one of you should be ordering the oils, especially if it's like peppermint, lavender, lemon, some of those ones that you sample all the time. This is a great opportunity for you to get some sampling supplies too. So don't be afraid to order 2 or 3 BOGOs. I know it is a business expense, but this is a great month to be able to get that because your fast starts and your income is going to be higher, especially if you're selling it to people who are in their, you know, their first 60 days. Now, another thing you need to think about is, you know, for me, I have people on all different legs, and my team knows that I'm collecting BOGOs on my personal people. So that might mean I'm collecting someone on your leg and they're placing an order with me and I'm putting the volume on somebody else's leg. But it's just kind of known in my team that that's how we do it. We reach out to our personally enrolled customers. If they want to order the BOGOs under us, then I'm going to place that volume where I need it. Okay, we all work together as a team, but I want to make sure that that's clear as well, and make sure that you clarify that with your team members if you're going to choose to do it that way, because you don't want to frustrate your team members if they were thinking, oh, well, Julie's on my team. Like, why are you collecting her order and putting it on Susie's? Like, that doesn't seem fair. Well, it's fair because it's my customer, and this is how I'm choosing to work BOGO. Okay. Plan to spend probably, I would say, a minimum of an hour to 2 hours in the morning, texting your people out, getting the graphics, getting the images, All of the graphics will be posted in the team page. Every day you can pull them. You'll be able to pull the different images to use. We'll update that as soon as we get them, so that you can use that and then put your own wording to it if you're going to text it out, or you're going to put it in your Facebook group, or however you're going to handle your BOGOs. But I will say, collecting orders, while it is a pain in the butt because you become a little bit of a store by collecting all these orders, it is the best way to rank advance. So if you're looking for extra Christmas money, if you really work a BOGO, you can easily come up with, you know, $300 to $500, even if you're brand new. Now, if you are brand new and this is your first BOGO, I'm going to say just take care of your customers. Maybe it's only 5 people and you can just order together. You know, if you have 10 customers, same thing. But it's going to be, if you're brand spanking new, like you just started this month, probably just watch how we all do it and choose to maybe, you know, order with someone or order them on your own account, or that kind of thing, or maybe you can collect a couple. But if you're brand new to this business, BOGOs are probably, this is probably not the time to just jump in. It's probably time to watch how BOGOs happen and try and learn for the next time. Most likely we'll have BOGOs again in February. It's usually February, July, and November. That's usually when the BOGOs happen. But again, it's an awesome, awesome opportunity. I mean, I will double my income this month just by working differently and by collecting those orders and placing them strategically. Okay, so I hope that covers everything. If you have any questions, please go ahead and respond in the comments in the Facebook page, and I will be sure to hop on there and be able to answer any questions for you guys. But it's super exciting because your paycheck is going to be awesome in December if you really choose to work BOGOs and work really hard. So hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving in the midst of BOGOs, and a Merry Christmas as well. Bye-bye.